Greetings. I am Zavian Flowers, a second year computer engineering student at Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University from Perry, Florida. The play that I was given is called Lost in Yonkers, and it was written by Neil Simon. First, it asks about the play. So, Lost in Yonkers is a playwright about a financially struggling father, his two kids, his mother, and two of his siblings. The children's mother struggled with cancer for a while before she passed away, and their father tried to get her the best help possible, but only ended up with a debt he could not think of repaying. In order to repay his debts and get back on his 2 feet so he can support his two children, he decided to take a job outside of the country that will last for a year. His mother accepted his two children to stay with her while he was working, even though she didn't want them to, and she also had her own problems to deal with. The five most important characters of the play. There are 7 characters that play significant roles in this play, but the 5 most important were Eddie, the father of 2 early teenagers, Jay and Artie, who are also 2 of the 5 most important. Eddie's mother, Grandma Kernitz, is another key character along with his sibling, Bella. Each of these 5 characters impacted the world of the play differently. Eddie's impact was his show of determination. He was determined to get his wife the best help possible, only to be broken by her death. But that won't stop him from taking care of his children. Grandma Kernitz's impact was mostly from her stern and blunt attitude. The 2 teenagers' impact was to give the audience a serious but comical portrayal, and the same thing goes for Bella. 3 important themes. The most important themes discussed in the play were very meaningful, all on their own accord. One theme was showing how children that grow up with certain types of abuse by their parents can most definitely affect them in the later years of their life, sometimes never fully healing from a mental wound placed years ago. Another theme was about how men need to be men and not be soft. Eddie was portrayed as the weak character that was almost always helpless. One more theme that I saw in the play was each different sibling has their own set of problems, and no matter what, none of them are perfect. Context of the setting and time period. The setting of this playwright was Yonkers, New York, and it took place in 1942. There was a war going on in 1942, and that is where the 2 siblings' father went to work for a year. He was gathering metal for the war. Their ethnicity definitely has a play in where this playwright took place because they mentioned several times that they were Jewish. How did this play impact theater? This play likely did not have a huge impact on theater itself, but that does not take away from the fact that this was a great playwright with many great themes. Saying that this play wouldn't have a huge impact on theater itself is also my opinion. Some might think that this play was top 5 and contributed significantly to the theater we see today. How does the genre of the play impact theater? Being that the genre of this play is a comical drama, I feel that this did directly affect theater itself. It must have been a very tedious task to keep the tone of the play sort of playful, but at the same time also stern and full of real lessons. To portray both of the characteristics simultaneously was a perfect mix of comical but serious. Most plays today use this same type of technique. That is why I think this play could have affected theater directly. What social significance does the play have on theater? Like I previously said before, I cannot for surely say what type of impact this playwright has had on theater, if any at all. But I do know that the main characters were of Jewish descent, and one of the characters seemed to have survived the Holocaust. The play gives us a chance to see the type of difficulties Jewish people could face in their later years of life, and also how traumatic events can change someone forever. Why was the play important then and now? The play was very important when it was first released because of how it portrayed the struggles of a Jewish family in America. This was relevant then and is still relevant today because of how easily it can relate to a regular American family. Most families today still go through situations that are very similar to the one shown in the playwright. The history of the play. The play premiered at the Center for the Performing Arts in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on December 31st, 1990, before moving to Broadway at the Richard Rodgers Theater on February 21st, 1991, where it ran for 780 performances and 11 previews. It was produced by Emmanuel Azenberg and directed by Gene Sachs. The cast included Jamie Marsh as Jay, Irene Worth as Grandma, Mercedes Ruhal as Bella, Kevin Spacey as Louie, Lauren Clean as Gert, Danny Gerard as Artie, and Mark Blum as Eddie. What awards did the play receive? This play received a couple different awards, majority of them being to the actors that played certain characters. Mercedes Ruehl, Kevin Spacey, and Irene Worth all received a Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Actress, Featured Actor, and Featured Actress in the play. The play itself has also won a Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Play. This play also received a Tony Award for the Best Play. What assumptions did I bring to the play? Before watching the play, I didn't have any type of forethought on what the play would be about. I seen the cover and thought it might be about two childhood friends, but it turns out to be not the case at all. The play was about a family struggling in more ways than one. What important stories were told in the play? I can't really say that the play related directly to my personal life, but being that most of my friends come from lower income families, I got to see secondhand how that lifestyle can affect someone. Most of my friends often didn't have a ride to places or money to buy food, but I always had those luxuries, in which I realized I'm extremely blessed. Thank you.